welcome to today's YouTube video. This is Jake from A&J Reacts here, and I'm going to be covering the big story in the Juventus camp right now. In the last 12 hours, there has been some major news in that players have been excluded from the first team. Club director Cristiano Chiellini has really made his presence known right now and is not messing about. Weston McKennie is not going to be a part of the first team. We've put him on the transfer market. Dennis Zakaria is not going to be involved in the team. He's going to be put on the transfer market. Arthur, he's going to be put on the transfer market. He's not going to be playing for the team. All three came back from loan. But the big one I'm talking about, same thing has happened with Leonardo Bonucci. The board has made it clear that he will no longer be captain, which I can understand, because he's not going to be a regular player in the team at this age, and he's announced that this coming season will be his last in professional football. So that I could understand. I understand that he's not going to be playing consistently in the first team. He hardly played last year, and he's at the end of his road in terms of his football playing career. But I just don't understand why we're excluding him from the squad, because you have to take into account what this man has done for us. What this man means to Juventus. Leo Bonucci, I said the other day, Quadrado, he is a legend because of what he's won, the big moments he's had. If Bonucci most certainly is a legend and possibly an icon of Juventus, over the last 10-12 years, was one of the best centre-halves on the planet. Some even considered him up there in the discussion as the best. He's won individual accolades. He's won Serie A title after Serie A title. Been a massive part of Juventus's back line, alongside the likes of Chiellini, Barzagli. And the way we've handled this is pretty disrespectful, I can't lie. I do think the way we've handled it with Bonucci has been nothing less than disrespectful. He is one of the most capped players we've ever had. One of the best defenders we have ever had. He has been crucial for us many times. Not just his defending. His passing, helping build up play, was astronomical, was massive at times. Scoring important goals, plenty of goals. And behind, when we were going on a massive winning streak or winning Serie A title and competing for the Champions League, he would be the third captain. You had Buffon, then it would be Chiellini, and then Bonucci. I just feel he's made it clear that his career is coming to an end at the end of the season. You don't have to play the man week in, week out. You don't have to rely on him to be the main centre-half, because we've had Danilo, who's put in a solid shift in there last season, was superb. Gatti, who has been an absolute starlight beauty in the back line. Absolutely solid as a rock. Scored important goals for us. And then, of course, you got Bremer, who came in last season, who was a top centre-half and has potential to be a lot better. We all know that Bonucci is not the first name in the defensive team. But there must be a level of respect. There must be a level of respect. I understand we have quite a bit of dead weight. Like, I don't go against putting Arthur on the market, Zakaria on the market, McKennie on the market. I don't, because realistically, we've seen what them lot can do. They're not the players to push us forward. They're not. And, you know, they're still in good years. in their careers. They've still got a few years left of their careers. They could go somewhere else and make a name for themselves. Whereas Bonucci, he's at the end. The man's going to be 37. He wanted to end his career at Juve, the club where he made his name, the club that he loves. And we've taken that away from him. Possibly taken away a great moment of him going out, winning. It's debatable. We might not win the Scudetto, but this year I think we've got a good chance. If we'd have won the Scudetto or the Coppa Italia, he could have gone out the best way possible because he is a legend, an icon of the club. One of the best centre-backs we've ever had. Was a part of, in my opinion, the best defensive duo of the last 12 years in him and Chiellini together for so many years, won so many titles at club and country, even later on in their careers, going on to win the Euros in 2021. And then he was also part of, in my opinion, right, because there's not been many of them, the best defensive trio, centre-back trio we have ever seen. Barzagli, Bonucci and Chiellini. The original BBC. It's sad. I've got to be honest. It is really sad, man. Because, you know, we saw Chiellini. He had a great send-off. Buffon, he had a great send-off. Barzagli had a great send-off. But Bonucci is not going to be given that opportunity. I mean, they might, because he's on the market. He's been excluded out the squad. He's taken no part in the squad. They might do a press conference. But he should have said a goodbye to the fans as a player for Juve. Because right now, we are just kicking him out the club. And look, I am not for 1 second going to slate Cristiano Guttoli a great deal. I think he is one of the best directors in Italy. Definitely, you've got Giuseppe Morata, and below him is Cristiano. He is definitely one of the two best directors in Italian football and one of the best in Europe. Right, because he's coming in, he wants to rebuild the team, and this, look, it could be a good thing, right? Because maybe, because we know Bonucci, he is a loud character, he will make his presence known, but he had a good presence. He was a motivator. He was one to inspire the players, had a winning mentality. He never liked losing in any game, no matter how small it was and how big it was. Same attitude, week in, week out. He was phenomenal. Attitude on point. His play, his tactical play as a footballer, absolutely phenomenal. One of the best passing centre-backs I've ever seen. One of the best defensive centre-backs I've seen in this generation. You know, and he's going to be sorely missed, man. It's another legend. Like, the BBC is no more in Juventus. Barzagli left, he retired. Chiellini went to the MLS. And now Bonucci's getting kicked out. The last piece of that phenomenal backbone of Juventus is now gone. But, no, he's had a great career for Juventus. And then, yes, there was that little blip in 2017 when he left for Milan. He wanted to, I feel, get out of Chiellini's shadow and try a new challenge. But then he came back the season after. There's a lot of Juventini that never forgave him for doing that. And he's still got a bit of hatred by the Bianconeri because of that. But there's no doubting his legendary status at Juventus. When you talk about the best centre-backs, or one of the best centre-backs have ever played, not just for Juventus, but Italian football, Bonucci at some point has to be snuck in there into the conversation, because he was that good. Class. I mean, personally, he wasn't the best. I would still put Chiellini ahead of him. But that man, even though he's leaving, not the way he wanted to, he is going out as a legend, an icon of Juventus Football Club. And you know what? It's sad because, my childhood growing up as a Juventus fan, Bonucci was part of most of it. Him, Chiellini, Barzagli, Buffon, that Italian backbone of that Juventus side, it's now gone. I don't know if he's going to be going to a club or he's just going to retire as of right now. This has just been something that's just come out literally last night. But there's a plan in place to remove the dead weight by Cristiano Guttoli and Giovanni Manna. The whole board, they want a project in place to see Juventus back on top. And look, Bonucci wasn't going to be a key part of it because he was at the end of his career. But it would have been nice for him to oversee that as a player, play a couple of games. And if we'd have won a trophy at the end of the season, he could have just put that captain's armband on one last time and went out with one hell of a bang. But it's not going to happen. Unless the board drastically changes its mind, apologises to Leo, etc. But that's not going to happen. Okay, once a board makes up their mind, that's it. And just one last thing to say. Grazie Leo. Ti amo. Ti amo, Leonardo Bonucci. And wish him nothing but the best for the rest of his life. And hopefully he can always come to the games, bring that positive energy that he brings, that winner's attitude. Grazie, Leo. This has been Jay from J Reacts, guys. Please like, subscribe and comment. Ciao, ciao.